Hello, everyone, and welcome to the SDGC review for Theatrhythm Final Bar Line. We were lucky enough to get a code from Square Enix, not just one, but two. I am Brittany, and I'm joined today by John. John, how you doing?
Okay, is for years, ever since Curtain Call, I've been pronouncing it as Theatrhythm. What is the actual pronunciation?
I don't know. I think that's just one of those things that
I hear Theatrhythm, I hear Theatrhythm, I hear Theatrhythm.
Yeah.
Like I've always said Theatrhythm, but
Now I'm looking it up.
Yeah, I don't know how to. This is going to be one of those things where like I had this idea in my head, kind of like in Final Fantasy VII, where like I said Mako my entire life since 1997. Then all of a sudden, 2 years ago, Square Enix totally throws me off with Mako. And I like to this day, my brain is still having trouble dealing with that. So this is going to be one of those similar situations. Know it.
Okay, so I'm pronouncing it wrong.
You're pronouncing it wrong.
Yes. So I just looked it up. It says Hazama says Theatrhythm with a hard stop after the T to separate it into two words.
Theatrhythm. Theatrhythm. You know what? It's Theatrhythm. I don't care. It's like Square Enix can tell me it's Titus all they want. It's Titus. I'm sorry. It's just Titus.
This is the pronunciation that I've been using, but I've been corrected on many occasions. Everyone is saying feet. It says like feet rhythm.
Everyone is saying
like
Britt, you just did the mute. Everyone is saying this.
Well, no, that's what I was reading on this Destructoid article.
Whatever. It's Theatrhythm.
Yeah. It's feet rhythm, apparently.
Hate it.
Yeah, but this game's fucking incredible.
This game rules.
I think I knew I was gonna love it because I love one, Final Fantasy music, and two, I love rhythm games. It's one of my like niche little gaming corners. I just fucking love rhythm games. I don't know why I'm terrible at them, but I love them. And I think everybody was kind of surprised by how well not only the game is, but how well it's being received as well.
This game scored extremely well for a reason.
Yes. And I don't think that people were expecting that. I wasn't expecting that. Like, again, I knew I was going to love it.
For sure.
But, just to see look what happened. Do you remember the Kingdom Hearts rhythm game?
Yes, I do.
Not great. Not great. So the fact that we are, we're having a good Final Fantasy.
Hey, wait, hold on. I like Melody of Memory.
Did it score good? I thought it didn't score good.
It scored pretty good, but I liked it. I mean, it definitely didn't score anywhere near as good as Final Bar Line did.
Okay. That's my mistake. Apparently it was fine.
But this is like, Britt, I'm not kidding you when I say that year of 2023, a rhythm game is legit game of the year material.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's just really fucking good. And it's just one of those games that you play and it just hits on the nostalgia aspect of, it just kind of takes you back through all the games that, all the Final Fantasies that you played and that you love. But yeah, it's just, it's been incredible start to finish. I streamed 6 hours of it. I did my first impressions on stream and I was really not feeling streaming. I didn't want to hop on. Like, I didn't feel like streaming. I didn't feel like playing. And then just that intro sequence, like I didn't even play the game.
It's
it was just
so
loading
joyful.
It up. And seeing that intro sequence, I was just like, oh, okay, well, I'm instantly in a better mood. Like,
it is so pleasant and joyful.
It is so nice.
It really is. Like, it does such a great job of setting the tone. And I just like this game is an absolute delight.
It is.
I like no, I will say this. If you are not a Final Fantasy fan and you like rhythm games, this probably isn't going to change your mind. But having said that, I like rhythm games and I love Final Fantasy. And so the ability to, and there's right out of the box, there's 385 songs.
Oh, God.
Compared to some other RPG rhythm games, which have like 20. And there's so the codes we got for the digital deluxe version, full disclosure.
Correct.
And so there's another like 115 songs dropping like this week, Britt. Like this week we're getting like I think the Live Alive stuff. And I think Chrono Trigger is this week as well. But man, like I am actually finding myself very excited for rhythm game DLC. Like that's where we're at.
It's crazy. Like, it's so fucking crazy.
I'm so hyped about it.
Like the fact that there's so many songs, like, and it could be just me. It's been so long since I played the first one, but I feel like there weren't as many songs as there are like in the little story missions. Like I want to say like Final Fantasy 14 has like 30 songs in its story. I could 100% be wrong. But I was just like, holy shit. Like there's so much shit in this game. Like
yeah, it is.
It's just loaded and it's beefy and it just immediately, it's one of those games that just immediately draws you in. And yeah, but let's talk about it a little bit. Let's talk about how they changed from the touchpad to
yes, because that was a big concern
controller.
for a lot of people.
Yeah, so that's my biggest question is how did they transfer, how did it translate between the touchpad to controller? And I think it's, well, I think I prefer the controller.
I absolutely do.
Just because I love the DS, but its touchscreen could be a little janky sometimes. And I feel like you have more control over this. So to kind of put it into perspective, like you got your controller, right? I have my PS5 controller right in front of me. So in order to tap any rhythm beat, you can essentially use any of your buttons. You can use triangle, square, X, circle, whatever you're comfortable, right? So that's just to hit any basic button. Let's say you have to chain buttons together. You're going to use the triggers for that.
Yeah.
So you will hit X and then you'll do a trigger for two buttons that appear across the screen at the same time. Again, don't have to use X. If you're more comfortable using square, fucking use square. It gives you a lot of freedom to customize how you want to play the game. And that's not just like going into settings. That's just, if you want to fucking press this button instead of this button, go for it. Like they give you a lot of wiggle room to play how you want to play.
The one thing I will say, Britt, is I like the controller scheme better than the touchscreen. The one place I will give the touchscreen the edge is when you're having to trace the green lines up and down.
Oh my god, yes. So that is like my biggest complaint about the game, and it's not even a complaint. It's just I fucking suck at this.
Yeah.
So for those who played the previous game, there's this part where you have to basically hold the note and you have to trace the line of the note. Well, in this game, you have the same thing, but you have to use your stick to kind of follow that line. And it's really like, you want to be careful with it, but you can't. You like have to throw everything into whatever direction it's going into. Right. And it kind of like fucks with you to begin with, but you get used to it. It's fine. I got used to it fucking streaming it and having that delay. So, but yeah, that's one of the changes that I'm not a big fan of, but I get it.
Like, I get it too. And here's the thing, like, I don't want to dump on it too much because it's not bad. I mean, it works fine. It works fine. It's just, it's a little awkward having to, because you really have to time when you can't just press up and hold it. You can't just press down and hold it. You have to have a smooth, steady rhythm. And if you're off by like just a millisecond, then you won't get that critical that you're looking for. And I feel like it's far less forgiving than the rest of the command prompts. I
agree. And it just the timing on this game is fucking crucial to everything you fucking do.
Which you can adjust, by the way. Yeah, you can go into.
I didn't know that.
You can go into the settings and if you're hitting it too early or too late, you can adjust the timing. which I think is like a great little accessibility feature, you know?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Just the way that this game is played reminds me of like how an actual instrument would be played, in the sense that like you have to think about you're not just aimlessly hitting buttons, right? Like you have to think about what you're doing next, at least for me. Like when you have to do the arrows, like again, you have to use your sticks and you have to like you have to push them in the direction that it's telling you to. And it takes, for me, a lot of brain power because I am directionally dyslexic. I often fucking mix up my directions. So for me, it feels a little more challenging because I have to consciously think about what I'm doing and, you know, which way the arrows are going. But yeah, it's just been a really good port from the DS. And it's not a port, but I just meant like the gameplay mechanics and everything. It's been super, super good. And it's just fucking adorable.
It really
the whole game.
Hey, oh no, go ahead. I'll ask you a question in a minute.
No. I was just gonna say, like, I don't have a whole lot to say about the game because it's just a cute little rhythm game. Like that's it. You know, it's just like there's no story other than, you know, you going through to unlock the songs. Like, yeah, it's just a cute, fun little game.
So, I gotta ask you, what is your what team do you normally go with? Like what's your party makeup?
Just switched it. For a while, it was Barrett, Tifa, Minwoo. Then I was
You're on that Minwoo train.
Yeah, I like Minwoo a lot. She's a good character.
So, I have a team of heroes and a team of. Oh, go ahead. Sorry. I thought you were done.
No, I was just gonna say I rotate out my last one, depending on like what I want, need, or what I feel like leveling, or a new character that I got.
Well, I actually, so I have a team of heroes and a team of villains that I use. And I've got everybody maxed out to level 99 at this point. A few of them have a couple stars. My hero team is Terra, Edgar, Ramza, and Kain from Final Fantasy IV. And my villain team is Garland, Gilgamesh, Kefka, and Kuja.
I didn't even think about making a villain team. That would be fun.
It's a lot. Plus, like seeing their weird little quotes, because you know, like you know, Terra will say shit like I want to know what love is now, and you know, like all this, like Zidane's like, you don't need a reason to help people, and then you've got this cutesy team of Final Fantasy villains walking through, and they're saying shit like, life, dreams, hope, where are they headed? And it's like, what?
Fuck off.
It's so adorably dark, and Garland just constantly goes mwah ha 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 ha, and he's like darkness falls and shit like that, and but like they're so cute and adorable. It's like you can't take them. You're like, oh, Garland, you scamp, you little scamp.
They're so stinking cute. And that's like when I was streaming, Barrett said something about a cat, and somebody was like, "Who is he talking to?"
Like Kefka's all like looking cute, and he's like you've just got done with this really cutesy song, like a chocobo theme, and then Kefka's like, "There's a reason oppose rhymes with dispose," and you're like, "Wow," you're like, Kefka, man.
All right, Kefka, chill the fuck.
Kefka, they're chocobos, man. Calm down. They didn't do shit to you.
Yeah, and like the music is amazing. Obviously,
it is. I mean, it's Final Fantasy.
You love Final Fantasy music.
Now, go ahead, Britt. Go ahead, please. No, please.
I was just gonna say, like, I love the fact that they're incorporating different, like Square Enix games into it. Like I think we just got Romancing Saga.
Yes,
is that the first one that we got?
Yep.
And that was like instant, like day one release shit. And like you said, excuse me, we're getting Live Alive, Chrono Trigger, which I didn't know. That's gonna be fucking.
Oh, I can't wait for Chrono Trigger.
I think that would sell people on getting this game, even if they never played a Final Fantasy game in their life.
I mean, we're getting Xenogears, Britt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which makes me think there's something happening with Xenogears later this year, but that's another story.
I mean, let's hope so.
Yeah.
I hope Chrono fucking Trigger gets something before Xenogears. Like,
oh god, we can do a whole another podcast about this.
I know it's been too long, but yeah, like, and there's different variations of the song. Like, one of the I grew up loving Final Fantasy music, and one of the bands that I loved that played Final Fantasy music that like put it into real time was the Black Mages. And they have the Black Mages variants of certain songs in here, and it's incredible. Like so you're gonna have your favorite songs in here, but you're also gonna have like potentially different versions of your favorite songs. And just like the music is just so fucking just the diversity and the different versions of songs and just being able to just cuddle in with your favorites is just so fucking so it's just a really solid fucking game. Definitely game of the year contender for me. So I have a question for you now, John.
Yes.
What is your favorite song to
either Dancing Mad, The Decisive Battle, Those Who Fight Further from Final Fantasy VII is really fun to play along to. Final Fantasy XIV has some great tracks on there. I will say, and of course, from Final Fantasy IX, one of my favorite pieces of music, which is You Are Not Alone.
So fucking good.
I will say that there are a couple, I wouldn't say disappointments, but I wish they'd gone further. Like, for example, I'll use Dancing Mad as an example, right? You don't get those first three, and I understand like the whole thing. It's like a 17-minute song, right? But I feel
I was gonna say, are you about to complain that they didn't put the whole song in?
But I feel like you could have broken that up into three or four stages, right? Like,
absolutely.
Because I mean, Dancing Mad as a whole is probably one of the most iconic Final Fantasy tunes because it's so epic. And I feel like you could have had separate tracks for each three of those parts before you hit like God Kefka's theme. And so while it's not like the biggest deal in the world, like those were omitted, which I thought was a little disappointing. Like, there were some tracks from Final Fantasy 13, like Born Anew, which I feel like should have made the cut, just didn't. But aside from that, I mean, I've already put like 100 hours into the game. Those are very minor little, quibbles on my part. So.
Right. And like, that's what I was saying earlier, is I don't have any big complaints about this game. Like, we were talking about the tracing thing, and it can be annoying at times. Yeah. But it's not like something that I'm like, this needs to be fixed, or they need to adjust this. And, I agree. There's certain songs that I'm like, oh, I wish I got to play this part. And that's a good idea. I never considered like putting different like stages of the song as tracks in there. What was your hardest song to do?
Ooh, God, let me think. There were a couple where I was like, oh my God. I tried a few on, so I usually play on expert, and I can usually double S or triple S it. I've tried a couple on ultimate, and the difficulty spike is legit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's legit. As far as the most difficult song I've done, and I'd have to get back to you on that, honestly. I can't think of anything right now.
I can absolutely give mine because I struggled on it over stream. It was Sephiroth's theme from the.
I haven't done that. Angel. I actually have not done Final Fantasy VII Remake yet.
That song killed me, and I don't know why. It's not even like, and it's long. It's a long fucking song. So it's like the first half of the song is easy. Like almost the entire song is easy, and then I hit the end where they do like a bunch of like slider bars, and you have to overlap them. And I just couldn't fucking get it. And I tried, like, I streamed intoxicated and I couldn't do it. I did it sober and I couldn't fucking do it. And then I brought in Zach and I was like, I can't fucking like do the song. I was like, look how hard it is. He did it and he fucking cry.
Were you
And
mad? Were you very angry?
Oh, are you kidding me? I was like, I don't even want to fucking play this game. I was like, here.
I hope you told him to sleep on the couch that night.
Oh,
Like, he deserved it. He deserved it.
Well, I had bought him the game because, you know, we got the code and
this is how he repays you.
Yeah, and I was like, I regret fucking just dug that shit into the ground. Just took the win from my sails, buddy. But yeah, so it's very difficult. It can be very difficult, but it's also very fun and rewarding. And yeah, I think it's overall just a good game. That's pretty much all I got. Do you have anything else you want to add?
No, just that, like, again, this is legit game of the year material for me, and like Square's just starting the year off with some absolute bangers.
God, yes.
And I think we got a good year in store for Square Enix fans if the first couple releases of this year are any indication.
I can't wait for the Final Fantasy 16 up to Theatrhythm.
They said that they're not doing that.
Bullshit. I don't believe.
I mean, they said that they're not doing that. We'll see if it, we'll see if that holds true or not. But
where's Ben? Get Ben on the line.
Get Ben on the line. I do think I think I remember reading we're getting some mana stuff as well. Yeah, we are actually. Yep. Now that I think about it, we are getting.
Man, imagine if they put Cross in there. Maybe that's why they updated Cross, is so they could put the music in without feeling like dog shit about it.
That Cross update's legit.
Oh my god,
it's so legit.
Yeah, that'd be a good like.
But anyway, Britt, do you got anything else?
No, I mean that's it. Like I said, I don't have a whole lot to say about the game. Just because it is what it is. You know, there's no like secrets or anything like that. It's just a fun rhythm game, and it's definitely game of the year contender for me. And I hope that they keep doing this. I hope that they keep adding music. I hope that they add 16, even though they said. But yeah, I just think it's a really solid game. It might not hit the same way it did for me and John if you're not a huge Final Fantasy fan or
right.
you don't love the music. But even still, even if you're not, I still think it's a solid rhythm game and very fun. And the difficulty's great. It can be easy or it can be challenging. So I think they Square just nailed it. And again, thank you so much for the codes because
thank you, Square.
It's been a fucking treat to play this and just chill with it at the end of the night.
It really has.
I haven't been able to play because of my hand, but before that, it was incredible.
Well, awesome. Britt, thank you so much for letting me talk about Theatrhythm with you. Theatrhythm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Theatrhythm. I don't care.
Theatrhythm.
I don't care what anyone says.
Theatrhythm. Yeah.
For a minute, I thought you said feet rhythm, and I was like, Britt, no.
No, that's what it sounds like. Feet rhythm.
Feet rhythm. I hate it. I hate that.
Oh, feet rhythm. Yeah.
God.
Speaking of feet, you can join us every Thursday.
Wow.
Speaking of feet, you can join us every Thursday. We do a live podcast show on Twitch.
It's not about feet, guys. It's about video games.
It's not about feet, but yeah. So we go live Eastern, 9 p.m. every Thursday to talk about the latest in gaming news, or if there's nothing, we chaos run it. We just take questions and we run with it. But either way, if you're not a part of our community, which I'm sure you are, go ahead and hop in, join us. We're really fun. And yeah, that's all I got. So thanks so much for listening, and just remember that kindness costs nothing.
Bye, guys.
Bye.